Good evening, everyone. My name is Quentin Herbert, and I'm the Chief Human Capital Officer for the City of Baltimore, and we want to welcome you tonight to the first ever and first annual citywide employee recognition ceremony. We know that the data tells us that an engaged workforce is a productive workforce. That when people are engaged at work, they are less likely to resign, they're more likely to stay on and work hard. And we are building an engaged workforce, and this is just one key component because we want to recognize the hard work that each and every one of you and each and every one of our employees do throughout the city each and every day. I want to take this time to thank all of our awardees this evening, all of the nominees for their hard work in advancing the goals of our city every day and serving their coworkers, our residents, visitors, and businesses in our great city. We have decided that as we move forward that we want to recognize employees at each level. Not only the executive level or the supervisory level, but the people who are the crank turners that keep this city going, the pistons in our engine. And we want to recognize some very special awardees today, but I just want to, before I turn it over to our Master of Ceremonies, I just want to say, do not be disheartened if you're not getting a trophy today. There were some very, very difficult decisions that the committee had to make. And I want to take this opportunity to also thank our committee members who evaluated all of the nominees. We had the Labor Commissioner, I saw her, Deborah Moore Carter. We had Antoinette Ryan Johnson, the President of the City Union of Baltimore. We had representation from our AFSCME local. We had Mr. Guy from MAPS, who also served on the committee and evaluating the nominations that we received. And I just want to say that these awards could go to any city employee because we see the hard work that is done by our employees, whether it is the folks in solid waste and DPW or whether it's the millers and pavers and DOT. We see the hard work that you do each and every day, and we want to take this opportunity tonight just to celebrate you and to celebrate the hard work that you're doing. Too often, we don't say thank you. And we want to take more time to say thank you because without you, the city of Baltimore simply wouldn't be Charm City. So with that being said, I'm going to turn things over to our Master of Ceremony, our CAO, Christopher Shorter. And the mayor is on his way. So we're going to have an opportunity to take photos with the mayor after the event.
Very good. Listen, I cannot stop smiling. It is so amazing to see the best that Baltimore city government has to offer is right here in this room. Absolutely. Yeah. Certainly having an opportunity to see some of the sponsorship letters, some of the work that your supervisors, that your directors, and that others had so much to say about you and your work, and then to be able to see you here tonight and for us to gather for this occasion, it just means so much. So I hope your hands are ready because we're going to do a lot of clapping tonight, all right? And like Director Herbert said, the mayor is absolutely going to join us tonight. He's at a visual very important for him. He is on his way. So we will take photos at the end instead of throughout the ceremony, all right? Director Herbert said it. We have been, and we are certainly not alone in this, through a pretty tremendous few years, right? So when we think about the work that we have had to do, and I'll say that you have had to do as a newcomer to Baltimore, to get us through, right? And so the opportunity for us to be able to say thank you in this way, and this is just the start. We are absolutely going to every year improve what we're doing. and find ways to recognize the work even more. But to be able to gather here to say thank you after this time means a lot to me personally, means a lot to the mayor, and certainly means a lot to our city. So thank you again for being here tonight. So with that, I'm gonna speak from my notes. Let's see. So Employee of the Year, certainly honored again to gather here to celebrate and recognize the hard work and dedication of our civil servants. Back in May of this year, the mayor and I charged agencies to bring forward nominations for Employee of the Year, Supervisor of the Year, and Team of the Year for their respective departments. And they felt that those individuals, that those teams, that those supervisors embody the characteristics and attributes of true civil servants in Baltimore City government. Nomination criteria required that each agency head submit a letter of support for the nominee with a brief work history with the city, a letter of the nominees from the nominee supervisor, and a subordinate and supporting evidence of how the nominees' work had advanced the city's pillars to continuously improve life here in Baltimore City for residents, for employees, for businesses, and for visitors. We convened panels, as Director Herbert mentioned, for each award, and it included a combination of agency head, labor partners, the mayor's executive staff, and the Ladinsky Award winner to decide the most deserving of each honor. And so this evening, we acknowledge all of our nominees and the recipients of each award, and we're going to start tonight with the Employee of the Year nominees. So, with that said, yes, thank you. These are all the names. Yep. Now, this is not your first time. Is this your first time seeing this list? For some, is it in the program? Amazing to see listed here. All right. We would like to start off the program with acknowledging our Employee of the Year nominees. When we asked the agencies for nominees in the category, we selected them and asked that we select them to look at employees who showed great pride in their position, are team players who lead by example, are reliable, dependable, motivated, and possess positive attributes and attitudes with commitment to serve our city. And so you see the names. Please join me again in congratulating all of the nominees. We're here to honor tonight. One more time. Ultimately, and Quentin said it well, we do not pause often enough, right? And as we go through the evening and we celebrate the various categories of awards, it's this first award where we're talking about individual employee of the year, that I'm glad we're starting that way, right? That we get to start honoring. And most of these employees don't get it. They don't get this kind of thank you. Certainly not in front of their families, friends, and colleagues. So really happy to be starting this way. So with that said, we have selected to honor 3 of our nominees, with each receiving an award. Our first honorable mention recipient for Employee of the Year is Ms. Nevin. Ms. Kristen Nevin. Ms. Nevin joined the City of Baltimore in 2014 as an auditor trainee. During her time with the city, she has continuously worked hard to develop her skills, to produce high-quality work, and as a team player, Kristen is often found assisting her colleagues in accomplishing tasks. With a strong foundation and work ethic, there is no doubt that Ms. Nevin will continue to help move our agency forward. Please again help me in congratulating Ms. Nevin. Our second honorable mention recipient, Sean Speaks. Mr. Speaks started with Baltimore City Convention Center in 2007 as the public safety officer. During his tenure with the agency, he is always seen with a smile on his face and a helpful hand to offer. With a deep passion for customer service, Sean is always ready to assist internal and external customers with attention to detail and thorough follow-through. Mr. Speaks aims to understand the needs of the environment and strives to deliver at standards above expectation. Congratulations, Mr. Speaks. And so I am delighted now to introduce, with a big round of applause, Ms. Lauren Cannon. Ms. Lauren Cannon, Program Compliance Officer. Lorraine, Program Compliance Officer. Ms. Cannon began her tenure with the City of Baltimore in May of 1980. Not only does she have 42 years of continuous service with the city, but she has dedicated her career to the Department of Housing and Community Development. Prior to obtaining a full-time position with the city, Lorraine participated in a federal employment training program where she was assigned to DHCD's planning division. Her work ethic, problem-solving ability, and potential shine through during this time. Throughout her time with DHCD, Ms. Cannon has served in many roles, officially and unofficially. Yes, that gets a laugh, huh? Yeah. And her resourcefulness, commitment to serve makes Ms. Cannon an individual asset to our agency and to the city. Thank you, Ms. Cannon. All right, I'm gonna not get any more names wrong here. My head, not my heart. All right, so moving to Supervisor of the Year. Supervisor of the Year. So the Supervisor of the Year category was very important to us to include this award in particular. Not only did we ask nominees, supervisors to support the nomination, but we wanted to hear from those who reported to the nominee, right? Which is not always something that we can do with all supervisors, right? As you all know, the work environment can make or break a job, and knowing that we have supportive, motivating leaders, fostering environments for their teams to perform to their full potential, improve operations, and benefit the city of Baltimore is an imperative for this award. The agencies were charged with bringing forth nominees that exhibit high levels of productivity, consistent work, quality work, efficiency, approachability, tact, that's a big one. Accountability. The nominees have contributed to significantly contributed to improvements in operations, implementation of cost savings, and improved efficiency in their respective departments. So please join me in congratulating our nominees. First honorable mention recipient, yes, Ms. Taylor DeBella. What is it? Tyler.
You're on a roll.
Yes, I hear. Oh, so let's see. Ms. DeBella joined the convention center. Yes, come on down. Yep, come on down. As an account executive in 2014, since taking on a leadership role, Taylor has continuously worked to support Tyler. Thank you. Has continuously worked to support her staff, to build up the team, despite staffing challenges. And this, I was so impressed with when I read this part of the application. Despite the staffing challenges, Ms. DeBella continued to meet deadlines, take on additional responsibilities, and onboard new hires while maintaining the delivery of high-quality work. As a strong leader in strategy and logistics, Ms. DeBella has been and continues to help lead the convention center operations to a successful and in a positive direction. So thank you very much for your service, and let's congratulate Ms. DeBella. Yes, I'm gonna get this one right. Yeah. All right, yes, very good. Christopher Harrington, come on down. Yep. Our second honorable mention recipient, Christopher Harrington, Director of Fiscal Services for Baltimore City, Office of Information and Technology. Chris joined BSIT in March of 2021. During this time, Chris has built a strong relationship with his team, the agency, and his peers in other departments. Through his thoughtful and innovative approaches, Mr. Harrington has propelled BSIT's financial posture into a manageable and organized entity. He encourages his team, mentors his staff with confidence, and instills pride in the work that they do. Please, again, join me in congratulating Chris. Drum roll again, drum roll. Our Supervisor of the Year, Ms. Lauren Walker. Ms. Lauren Walker. Lauren joined the City of Baltimore in January of 2020. During her 2.5-year tenure with DHR, Lauren has been an integral part of the Workday implementation and an invaluable and experienced practitioner in terms of best practices that guide DHR and the entire City of Baltimore's journey as we have transitioned to Workday. While Workday is a notable feat in Ms. Walker's time and journey here, her daily role as a leader and team player touches everyone and every employee that she comes into contact with in the city, whether directly or indirectly. Ms. Walker guides a team that shared knowledge that we have a supervisor that is vested in our success and has backed us, makes coming to work and doing our job much more enjoyable. A lot for employees to certainly to say. Director Herbert of DHR shared that Lauren takes the time to make sure that her team is cross-trained, provides excellent customer service, and most importantly, works together as a cohesive unit. Please join me again in congratulating Ms. Walker. We now move to Team of the Year. Team of the Year. Is that our mayor? Mr. Mayor, yeah. Team of the Year. I'll pause if you want to say a few words.
Oh, no, we can get to the team, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Mr. Mayor, we have had the opportunity to celebrate our Employee of the Year, our Supervisor of the Year, and now we are at our Team of the Year. We all know that saying there is no I in team, and that sentiment rings true here in Baltimore City. We are a team, we celebrate, we share, we discuss, and we achieve. It would be remiss to not include the groups that work together to advance our communities in these honors. This award truly centers around our teams that focus their efforts around the priorities of our city. The nominees in this category are either a division, office, or bureau within our larger city agencies, and the agencies have provided the nominees and evidence of detailed contributions these teams have made to advance one or more of the city's pillars. So please join me in congratulating our teams of the year. All right, so our first team, the first honorable mention team is our operations department, the department in the Baltimore City Convention Center. Come on up. Big round of applause. It is a pleasure to introduce the operations department of the Baltimore Convention Center. This group, made up of 58 employees, embody what it means to be adaptable. Prior to the pandemic, their primary responsibilities included aiding in the facilitation of setting up and breaking down events at the convention center. When the pandemic called for the convention center to be utilized as a field hospital, food distribution center, testing, and a vaccination hub, the team rose to the occasion to adapt to the changing environmental demands, excelling and providing assistance in all aspects of the ever-changing roles of the venue. The team successfully partnered with the state, local, and medical facilities to meet the needs of the community throughout COVID-19. Again, let's give a big round of applause to the operations department for the Our second honorable mention team, the Food Policy and Planning Division of the Department of Planning. I am pleased to introduce the Department of Planning's Food Policy and Planning Division, comprised of 3 dedicated employees. The FPP is what we call it, is committed to providing equitable, resilient, urban food systems by addressing health, economic, and environmental disparities in areas that have high food insecurity. In response to COVID-19, they developed a comprehensive emergency food response involving city agencies and nonprofits, business, and community partners. The FPP was able to design a multi-pronged emergency food security response using food distribution to mitigate the transmission of COVID-19, and prevent escalating food insecurity due to the pandemic. And so again, join me in giving a big round of applause to the Food Policy. Drum roll, please. It is a privilege to introduce our recipient of Team of the Year, Baltimore City Health Department's Bureau of Clinical Services and HIV/STI Prevention Outreach. Come on down. The outreach team is comprised of 14 dedicated members who devote their time to serving the residents of Baltimore. The HIV/STI outreach team has exemplified excellence through their continued efforts to promote equity by ensuring that all Baltimoreans but especially those most vulnerable, have high access to crucial health screenings, health education, and linkage to care. This team also worked tirelessly, serving as first responders throughout the pandemic, expanding the health department's outreach to marginalized communities throughout the city. The team members have served as testing site coordinators, courier service coordinators, assisted with contact tracing and mobile testing, to name just a few contributions during COVID-19. The team exemplifies teamwork and operates through the lens of community service and excellence. Please join me again in congratulating So the next award, Executive of the Year. The City of Baltimore employs over 12,000 individuals to serve in communities with residents, interacting with visitors, and serving those who do business in the city. For those 12,000 employees, this honor and this award, this award honors those who are charged with running agencies, departments, and offices. These individuals serve as directors, deputy directors, or chiefs of staff to the mayor. And the mayor and I rely to ensure services are provided, operations are running, and safety is paramount for our employees, residents, and visitors. We hold our executives to high esteem. So today, we want to honor an Executive of the Year as well. Mayor Scott and I are proud of all of our leaders, so this decision does not come easily. We look at our leaders' contributions to the improvement of operations and efficiency within their agencies and the City of Baltimore's government, their agency's mission and values, and how they support those values, their fostering of a culture of development, inclusion, advancement, and their demonstration of the utmost integrity and commitment to the City of Baltimore. Our first honorable mention for Executive of the Year, Ms. Shamaya Harrington. Very good. Director Kearney joined the city government last summer, and in that short time has led the creation of the Mayor's Office of Recovery Programs. This team is responsible for reviewing proposals for ARPA funds, not only from city agencies, but also from the nonprofit community. Since the creation of the office, Ms. Kearney and her team have implemented a comprehensive application process for those requesting funds, reviewed over 500 proposals, and have committed over 500 million in funds to date. Please join me again in congratulating Director Kearney. Very exciting. The second honoree for our honorable mention for Executive of the Year is Ms. Shantae Jackson. Ms. Jackson could not be here with us tonight. She leads, as you all know, our Monsi team, who is committed to public safety and the prevention of violence through trauma response, healing-centered, and equity-based approaches to benefit all Baltimoreans. Under Ms. Jackson's leadership, the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement provides resources to residents of Baltimore who have been impacted by crime, as well as proactively engaging communities to deter crime. So again, thank you, Director Jackson, for your continued service. I'm going to take that one. Let her know that that'll be in my office for her when she comes in.
He won't see it.
All right. So, Tasha, you're aiding and abetting. All right. So,
Well, lucky for you guys, I actually wore real shoes tonight. If you know me, you know that I typically wear tennis shoes, so this is really a special occasion. But in all seriousness, I do want to give a special shout out to the team of the year back there from the health department. The city administrator read many of their accolades, and they are just one of countless teams at the health department who, day in and day out, do this work. They sacrifice time with their families, their loved ones, in order to be here and support city residents. And that's what makes my job easy, right? So I accept this award, but it's really on behalf of the department. I could not stand up here if it weren't for teams like the team back there that, again, thinking about COVID, sacrificed time with their family, lost loved ones. We lost members of the health department to COVID, and people still kept working. I've worked in many settings. I've worked in academic institutions, federally qualified health centers, tech companies, and I've never worked with a group of more dedicated people than I have experienced here at the health department and in city government in general. So thank you to all of you, because again, you all make my job easy. I also just want to thank my family that's here tonight, my husband. You heard my story that COVID hit at my 1-year anniversary, literally my 1-year anniversary with the city, and it was my husband who encouraged me to apply for this role. So I don't know if I'm thanking him or I'm not totally sure, but he really has been such a strong support, especially the first 12, 18, 24 months. Hours were crazy. My son he had just turned 3 when the pandemic hit. He'll be 6 in December. And so, just really having that support at home to be able to work the crazy hours and, miss, events and do all the things I had to do in order to step into this role. I do want to thank my son, Jaden, who's here. And I thank him because, I want him to know what it's like to just lead a life of service. And so he inspires me to do that because it's so critical for him to see that as he's growing up to be a young man. And he also keeps me grounded. So I take the work very seriously, if you know me, but I don't take myself that seriously, and that is very much thanks to him. 5-year-olds don't really allow you to take yourself that seriously. So really appreciate just being able to come home to that peace and that joy that he brings. Again, thank you all so much, and really congratulations congratulations to everyone in here.
Dr. D, thank you so much. We are proud of you, proud to be working with you, and so happy that you are our health commissioner. This is again, and I'll end as I started, really a wonderful opportunity to be able to say thank you. As you saw tonight, many of the awardees had something to do with the city's response to the pandemic, right? And I know I started this way, but we have been through it, and we couldn't have gotten through it with you all. Well, I mean, without you all. And so, thanks. And so when I think about the recovery office, right, and now what is possible in terms of our recovery, what we had to get through in terms of making sure that we provided the vaccinations and testing at the convention center. And Peggy, thank you for being here. Round of applause for Peggy. Yes, and the legacy she has left here in the city and in her team, and being able to honor them tonight and the work that they've done to help us get through the pandemic. And then certainly to be able to honor and recognize health for all the work that they did. And even BSIT and our audit team. I mean, my goodness, we have the full breadth of our government and our government's operations. So thank you all again. Wonderful to be here, Mr. Mayor.
I'll be very brief. Tonight is really about you and being thankful. We know that working in and for this city is the opposite of anything easy. We know how tough it is. We know how sometimes unappreciated the work that you all do each and every day on behalf of the residents and those who even visit the city goes. We're doing this because we want you all to know that we see you and that we appreciate you, and we're greatly and deeply thankful for the work that you each and every day. The last few years has been a whirlwind for all of us. And when I talk to my counterparts in other parts of the country whose cities did not fare the way that we fared throughout the pandemic, who literally bottomed out and feel like that their government just now has to start from the bottom all over again, I always say that that's because they didn't have the dedicated workforce that we had. They didn't have the people who knew their city inside and out, that were willing to change in the blink of an eye in order for us to be a better city and to continue to grow through something that we hadn't seen in generations. So I want to congratulate every single person that we honor tonight. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being the cream of the crop, but also thank you for remaining dedicated to Baltimore. We know that sometimes those of us in public service, we don't get loved by Baltimore. But as long as all of us continue to pour light into each other and into our city, there is no doubt in my mind that we will make it to that destination of the best Baltimore that we have ever been together. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Peggy, we knew you wouldn't stay retired for too long. Welcome back. Thank you, and congratulations to you all.